So my name's Jacob Sanders and I'm a clinical nurse educator in the mental health sector. So mental health nursing, it's just a bit different. So we're not doing the same old healing bones or hanging IVs. We're actually really getting to talk to our guys and really, problem solve. So as a new grad, you'll arrive with us, and at the moment we've got 5 days of orientation, which is quite a lot for a new grad. We've got 3 days of prevention and management of violence and aggression, so just to make sure that you're equipped to go on our wards. So that's 3 days, and then we've got 2 days of supernumerary. On top of that, we've got 7 clinical skills days. So that's where you come in and we just go through a whole range of skills and we learn about things, and it's a really kind of informal environment. We've got a whole bunch of progressive and young educators who are really keen to teach and really keen for people to learn. So there's a lot of support on the wards. There's also educators assigned to each ward who'll come around and check how you're doing and follow up, and we do 1 hour protected time each week on a certain model called MHPIP, which is basically how to be a mental health nurse and what to do with it. So it's fantastic. There's a lot of support out there. So the mental health nurses, particularly in the inpatient unit, we're kind of like case managers. We're with our consumers 8 hours a day. So we get to know them quite well. We're kind of a jack of all trades. So we can, dip into psychiatry, psychology, OT, physio. We're kind of that linchpin that holds everything together. So it's fitting quite well in the broad sense. So a lot of people think that there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of assaults and violence, and there is that aspect of it, but we are so well trained. I feel much safer in a mental health ward than I do in an ED ward or in a general med surg ward. The teams that we work in are really close-knit, really supportive, and really have each other's back. It's actually quite a positive and enlightening sort of work environment. So I guess the most fulfilling aspect of this role is that we get to really change people's lives for the better. We really get to see someone come in who's quite distressed, quite unwell, quite dysregulated, and we get to see them from the start of the journey to the finish. Even the community team, they pick up and they keep going. It just feels so great to be able to make such a big difference to people's lives. And we do often see a lot of our consumers in multiple admissions by the nature of mental health illness, and we get to see them get better and progressively better throughout, and they end up not coming back, which is fantastic. I had a patient who came in quite depressed, quite anxious, quite unwell, and spent a lot of time with him. He was about the same age I am, and he really resonated with the treatment. He got a lot better, and he wrote me a letter at the end and said he'd love to become a nurse and go into mental health himself. Which is, it's not uncommon to hear people say they want to be a nurse, but he came back to the unit maybe a year later and he was a support worker for one of our consumers, and he'd enrolled in nursing, so he's doing his first year of nursing, which is really cool. That's probably my favourite story.